I think, he's a guy that dominated mid-major basketball. He is a 6'4" basketball player. He spent a lot of time around the basket, and will his game translate to the perimeter some at the next level? That's the question. I think it will. I've talked to a lot of coaches in his league, including Cliff Ellis at Coastal Carolina, and said he's just a winner. He just knows how to play. Solid, glue guy. I think he wants to play against and he wants to play with better players. So I just think that, at the position that he is at, we've got some very young, talented players, and I think he's going to be just sitting out this year. Coming back next year, going to be a guy that he'll find a way on the floor.
Look him at as basically an inside three, or do you want him to be a stretch? Or?
He's going to either be a stretch four or a bigger, three, and it depends on how we play and how fast we play, so on and so forth. But he's just the kind of guy that he'll be out there. He's going to make me figure out a way to play him.
And ultimately, when you start projecting a year out, he's somebody who you'd love to put with Horace. And you've got Mustafa on the back end, and then some potential size coming down the road that might be able to piece together on a bigger lineup. He could help you on the inside.
He could help us with a big lineup, and if I do decide to play four guards, because he plays so big, he could be a big fourth guard. The key is to teach him how to shoot the ball from greater distances. He's a 77% free throw shooter. So obviously he's got a good stroke, but can we extend that? Boy, if he gets that down, if he gets that element to his game, he's going to be really real productive.
LaRon, that's a bigger addition and a very quick, immediate dividends. What are you hoping to get out of him?
When you lose Jordan Granger and Simeon Bowers and Tyler Harris, and really we only brought in one frontline player in Anthony McLemore, D'Angelo Purifoy can play on the front line because he keeps on growing. He's 6'7", 6'8" now. So we got two freshmen there. We really needed at least one more guy. And to get an experienced player, LaRon's defense is ahead of his offense. Clearly he was the defensive player of the year in his league. He can block shots. He can be a bit of a rim protector. But he and Horace will play some together, depending upon whether or not they both can stay out of foul trouble. Yeah. But he's a guy that will play. He's going to play for us this year. And again, along the lines of just trying to grow and develop and just improve. But it was a key piece late in the year because of all the guys on the front line that we lost. So we're excited about it. He's also a mobile big. And so with Horace and LaRon and D'Angelo and Anthony, we don't have great size, but our size can all move their feet, which means I think we can run and press a little more.
I'm sure you'd like to have had more size, but given the roster as it's composed, especially where at center you're basically going to have to rely on Horace a lot to stay out of foul trouble. This begins to look, though, at least on paper, to look a lot like a roster that you would assemble. I'm sure you would like a little bit more size, yes, but short of maybe one big who's 6'8", 6'9" plus, this is beginning to look like a Bruce Pearl roster as far as a four-guard, really heavy, good shooting from the stretch and getting the three in a Purifoy. You bring in the penetrator in Mustafa, and the point guard is being determined.
Right.
So this is beginning to look like a Bruce Pearl roster.
It's a good roster. I was counting them up the other day, James, and it looks like we could have 6 or 7 freshmen and sophomores in our top 10. So it's but all 6 or 7 are good players. And the thing about the biggest challenge that we have faced is I had to bring 5 or 6 in my first year, 5 or 6 my second year, 6 or 7 new guys this year. It's just too much to have any continuity. But I hope I have enough guys that were around last year, know what we went through, know the mistakes that we made, and avoid some of those pitfalls in this offseason and train enough to get ourselves where I thought we could have last year, and that's get in the middle league and get in the postseason.